Hello, side dishes. Welcome back to the Side Dish Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Shin, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Jay Lee.
Hey.
And my wonderful, beautiful, magnificent, unique, one-of-a-kind fiance, Jaehyun Peck.
Hello.
Babe, this is now your fifth time on the podcast. And last week, we were joking that you'd only been on a few. Now you are literally a recurring guest. In fact, I would dare say, a regular.
Yeah.
I'm not a guest anymore.
We definitely don't treat you like one. But as we were just saying, so we were just trying to recap what we did this last weekend. It's so hard to remember, man. Like, I'm just so swamped with work and just no fucking energy at all in my brain.
No mental capacity.
Yeah, although this beer is really giving me calories and it's helping a lot. How was the rest of your weekend, man?
Failing for sure. This is good. I mean, I saw you on Sunday for that chess night, for Julian's chess night. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure, dude. So our buddy Julian, who was on the episode Feeling Asian, I think. What do we call it? Feeling a little Asian?
Your inner Asian, something like that.
Your inner Asian. And basically, Julian's like a former chess prodigy, bro. Like fucking good at chess. And he played like 7 people at the same time and won all the games, apparently.
Yeah.
I left early, obviously, because I was just like, fuck this shit. But it was good to support the homie. And it kind of made me think like, you know, Julian had posted this thing on Instagram about, like it was so good to get back into my roots as a chess player and share this passion with people in my community in Korea. My life would have been so different if I had kept up with this activity and maintained it. And it kind of got me thinking, like, when we were younger, did we all have kind of similar, I don't know, like interests or activities that we excelled at that maybe we stopped doing at a certain point due to peer pressure or otherwise?
I wasn't like a prodigy by any means at anything, sadly.
Yeah, me neither.
But
You're just living.
When I was in elementary school, I did have a talent for art. And so I would, paint and like draw and like would win in the school district. But
really?
It's a small thing, right? And I was very young and I was I was obsessed with it. I would draw dinosaurs, Power Rangers, whatever.
Aww.
And then I remember at some point I got to the point where like shading became like a thing.
Yeah.
And I just like couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it and I got so discouraged and then I just completely gave it up.
Yeah.
And just like never drew again.
Yeah.
If you continued, you might have become a tattoo artist or something.
Wow,
With
babe.
no shading.
No, I mean, I know that I wouldn't have amounted to anything because
because there's a lot of talented illustrators out there who don't do shit with their lives and their talent. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, there's just so many talented people out there.
Yeah. No, it's funny you bring up the shading thing because you just unlocked a memory. I went to an art hagwon basically in my hometown in Alameda. My friend's stepmom was like an artist, so she would teach all the Korean kids like once a week. And once the shading unit came out, it was like a sphere with a light cast, and I couldn't understand. I just couldn't get it. I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
And I would just kind of follow her direction and kind of try to mimic her. I had no talent whatsoever.
Yeah.
For me, I was really good at shading.
Jaehyun's really good at drawing, actually.
But I was really good at pencil drawing and the shading. But once I went into water painting, I just couldn't get it. Yeah. And for like pencil drawing, if you mess it up, you can erase it, right? But for water painting, once you mess it up, you can't go back.
Right.
But then I started oil painting, and that was so much fun for me.
Yeah.
I would love to see some old paintings and artworks that you did, babe.
I still have
Yeah,
them.
you actually haven't really shared that much with me.
Yeah.
From time to time, she will draw something just like casually, and I'll just be like, that looks really good. It looks like you actually know how to draw. But she doesn't talk about it a lot.
Because of the Korean education, I've only done drawing in Korea, in Korean schools. I'm really good at drawing things that are in front of me, but I can't do like creatively
that's exactly
draw.
what I was thinking, because I feel like I could maybe like just recreate like a still life thing, but then some people are so creative, they just like create this like creepy like black and white sort of like ink drawing shit, which I kind of really like a lot. And that stuff like I don't know, like I don't know where I don't know where that shit comes from, and it's like so cool.
Well, there are artists who kind of doodle and their whole style is like their doodles, right?
Yeah.
And I respect that, don't get me wrong, but I really respect the artists that can, basically look at something and then just paint it really well. I don't know, how do you feel, both Jays, how do you guys feel about this? Like tracing stuff as an artist? You know how some artists will use projectors to like project something onto a canvas and trace it first. I always thought of that as cheating, but I realize now that tracing is just something that's always been around with artists, you know what I mean? So
I also always thought it was cheating as well. And it's even easier now to cheat because with like Procreate, for example, you could just import an image into your Procreate and then create a layer on top of it and then just literally just trace. And then you can take the exact color from the image and then put it into your like color,
into your palette,
and then just recreate
so you
everything.
just paint it basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of skill involved.
Of course.
You have to know how to use the program and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've come to appreciate how difficult that is.
Yeah.
So, but what I think is that the people that do that, I think that if you were to take away the whole tracing stuff, they would still be able to recreate it from scratch.
That's kind of what I think too. Yeah. I mean, I really wish I was good at drawing. Singing and drawing are two skills that whenever I see people who are good at it, I'm just mad jealous, you know? Just because it's one of those things where you can just show it off, man. Like back in the old days at church, there was this kid who was good at drawing, and every Sunday he would just doodle all over the little worksheet we would get for Sunday service, and we'd be like, "Yo, like draw a robot," and he would just draw it. This is also when The Matrix came out, and we were like, "Can you draw Neo like dodging bullets?" And he had the whole perspective and like him doing the whole. We were like, "Bro," he ended up going to Cal Arts. He's such a talented dude, but yeah, low key. Even though I was like definitely hotter and like more popular than him.
Pre-AI days.
Yeah, it's exactly. But super jealous of that guy, even though he got no pussy. So speaking of pussy, we bought a basil plant.
What? I don't get that joke.
Oh, it's just,
That's
it's a
big
fact.
jump.
Yeah, but basil, I mean, that's clutch, man. It elevates a pasta dish or like so many dishes.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's what I find because you buy herbs in bunches, right? And it always goes bad for me.
Yeah, I'm similar to you, but
That's how I have been seeing in the fridge.
Yeah.
Well, hold the phone. Not that much because I'm really good at keeping my cilantro and parsley fresh.
Oh, yeah. Those two he's really good at.
Right.
He literally just gardens it in the fridge.
She's referencing
to basil.
my basil habits, which
Yeah.
tend to also be like yours, where I will buy it and then maybe never use it, and then
They
you have
also
to throw
go
it
bad
away.
very quickly.
Yeah, there are ways to store it, and what ends up happening for me, what would happen
Freezes?
is, well, now I'm like a huge proponent of freezing just everything that can be frozen. So I like yesterday I froze some parsley, and I'm just gonna have it ready whenever I want to make some pasta or whatever. But because I have so much herbs, I just make a huge batch because I know it's gonna go bad, and then I fucking stuff myself. And this is a problem.
This goes back to you,
Yeah,
your overeating problem, man.
Yeah, when I cook for myself, it's like
What did you make
it's a
recently?
problem. Recently I made lemon garlic chicken.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds bomb.
Yeah. Because, so remember Justin and Elena, our friends, were visiting from Singapore, and they brought us like some food packs that we could cook, and so part of that was like if I just buy my own chicken, I can make I can add it to this recipe. But I didn't buy enough chicken to do the recipe, so I just decided to make my own lemon herb chicken because I had like a lemon in the fridge for like a week, and I was like, I need to use this. I have a bunch of garlic, and I just you chopped it all up and zested that shit and added caramelized some onions and it turned out really well.
That sounds fucking good. Did you cook you're just cooking for yourself?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But this is the problem.
You have a lot of leftovers.
I have a lot of leftovers, and then I'm like, this is pretty good. I'll keep
Can't you
eating
put them
it.
in small containers and freeze it?
Yes, you can.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. But I just I can't stop myself.
Oh,
I just
I see.
keep eating.
Oh, you lack discipline. You lack
Yeah.
self-control.
Yeah. But I'm getting better. So with that day, I stopped myself. The other day, I made some pasta because I had leftover tomato paste, and I just wanted to use that and make something super simple.
Yes.
With just tomato paste and pasta water and herbs. and
Ooh, that sounds nice.
I like weighed out the pasta that I had left over. I had like half
you
a
weighed
pack.
it?
I had half a pack of spaghetti, right?
Nice.
The package said 80 grams per serving. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like try to keep it to that. I had like 240 grams. So I was like, that's like about 3 servings. I'm gonna not eat more than
Wow,
one.
you are actually like monitoring your intake. Yeah, that's
well,
good.
I'm trying to because I just have this problem. So
But you don't. But you're not fat, so it's all good, man.
I binge and then I feel bad.
Are you still
about
running to
myself, and
Namsan
then-
like twice a week? Are you still doing that thing?
If the weather allows it, then yeah. I got some sick running shoes recently.
Sick. What kind?
What kind?
New Balance Fuel Cell SC Elite.
Wow. Okay.
I love how you know the model name.
Fuel Cell SC Elite.
They're pretty sick, but I can't wear them too often because
Why?
they're racing shoes.
They're
so,
for
my
racing,
gosh.
honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to wear them out.
Yeah.
So
They're
it's
not.
only
They're not
for,
for
like-
walking or commuting. They're for racing only.
New Balance.
Yeah. So my daily trainers are my Hokas.
Oh, you got
which
the
I
Hokas
love.
as
Hokas are
well.
expensive, aren't
Hokas
they?
are sick.
Well,
They're-
speaking of
yeah, I mean,
expensive,
yeah.
you know Jay's making more money nowadays because he went full time.
Yeah.
How's full time work going for you, man?
It's all right. I feel like I'm working. I was working probably more than I should have maybe when
Okay.
I wasn't working full time, and then now I'm like kind of evening that out.
Yeah, but is it like you just have to be logged into the company interface or whatever, like a few more hours a week? How does that work?
I'm just like accountable for more, and my boss knows he can kind of gauge like my workload. So,
do you
I
get
just,
health insurance
If your
now?
mouse is moving.
Yeah, are you getting like benefits as a full timer now? Like
Yeah,
additional ones?
I do have health insurance. Like this is so boring, but I pay for like the Korean health insurance, and my boss was like, "Okay, I'll just like reimburse that since you
okay,
don't live
nice.
in America."
Yeah.
But then I was looking at it, and like with California, if you don't enroll in health insurance, then you have to pay as a penalty. And so I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just pay for American health insurance, just get like the minimum like
Yeah.
thing, and then
you'll just pay
I'll
for
just pay
Korean.
out of
Yeah,
pocket because it's like
It's
really
not that
cheap.
expensive out here.
So
yeah.
I want to do that, and that way, if I ever like tear my Achilles when I'm like visiting the U.S., and I think
about that all the
surgery.
time,
of,
man.
of all things, your Achilles.
I'm very scared of that.
I don't know if you know this, but he has shoes that are made for racing, and it's very likely he'll tear his Achilles one day.
I actually think about my Achilles like
No, me too.
lot, yeah.
When I was skateboarding
Really?
a lot a few months ago, you guys remember that like whole spell I was like trying to skate like
Yeah.
3 times a week, and then eventually my heel started feeling sore. I googled it, and they're like, "Yeah, you might be stretching your Achilles." That's why I stopped, and that's also why I started stretching a lot more because I do not want to tear my Achilles.
yeah.
I'm glad you
yeah.
listened to your body.
Yeah.
My cousin tore his Achilles while he was working out, but he didn't know what happened. He heard the sound, and he apparently could take few steps, and he got very confused, and he asked someone to come over and help him out, and then realized later that he tore it. And my aunt had to come down from Vancouver.
He was
to
39 at the time,
California-
by the way.
California. Pretty much, yeah. Because he couldn't drive because it was his like right foot.
Yeah.
He couldn't step on the pedals. He
Yeah.
couldn't walk.
just
It was
like
hard for him
Can't
to
do shit. You can't do
go
shit.
up and
yeah.
down the stairs, and his house has like staircases. So yeah, my aunt, who's like actually she's like in her 70s. She had to like help this guy out who was like 43.
Yeah, this guy.
It's a brutal injury. I
It is,
remember
it
my old roommate, Kyle. He's like a really stocky dude, like, and like shorter than me, but just like stocky as F. And he like tore his Achilles and somehow drove back to our place. And then he's like, "Yo, Jay, like, can you help me up the stairs?" And I had to like help him up the stairs, and it was like so difficult. And then my brother-in-law tore his Achilles several years ago playing soccer. And one of my cousins is a surgeon, and he works at this like pretty renowned clinic in LA. And so he was like to Nathan, you should come here and get it like treated. And so my cousin got his Achilles worked on by I think the same surgeon who worked on like Kobe Bryant's Achilles. It's pretty cool.
And we all know what happened to Kobe.
Oh shit! All right,
Worst doctor ever. Worst doctor ever.
Anyways.
Wait, that's crazy because you said like your friend's like really like beefy and like buff, but he's also shorter than you. Did you guys hear about this study that said short people are more likely to be psychopaths?
What?
No.
Dude, yeah. So
like,
I mean, we all know like the Napoleon complex, right? It's like a thing that gets thrown around. But it's like apparently this study, which was published in the Personality and Individual Differences Journal, found that shorter people are more likely to be antagonistic as they try to combat all the disadvantages they face due to their height.
Yeah.
Basically like these people were tended to be like callous, insensitive, living in a fantasy world where they are more powerful and more capable than they are. And I just thought that was really funny because, you know, Jay and I were both like right on the cusp of like short king status. And we always joke that we are short kings. Not even joke, we are short kings. But we're the kings of the short. That's why we're short kings, right?
Yeah.
We're the kings of the short people because we're just on that cusp. But
dude, you
that's
know
what they call
like,
short kings.
It's really sad because I didn't really think of myself as that short.
Yo, me neither.
Yeah, and you know we are like on the cusp. We're not like short.
Yeah.
But it's like so much more apparent to me how short I am because I've been going to this Monday night basketball game again, and I'm always easily the shortest person there.
Yeah.
And the next lightest guy has probably got 20 pounds on me.
Damn.
And so I'm like, shit.
Dude,
But
I mean,
that's why you're fast. No?
You would think.
that's why you got those New Balance SC Ultras, brother. No, because even the students I'm working with, they're all... Dudes, I swear to God, Korean parents were giving steroids to their kids for a whole generation. These kids are unrealistically tall.
Pisses me
strange.
off.
It's
Pisses
strange.
me off.
Yeah. And they also look at me in this way of like, they're like insecure at how tall they are. Like literally. I have this one student who's 6'4", and he's like so
Jesus.
bashful. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you are a fucking giant man. You are
Own
like,
that shit.
you're going to be president one day. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know. And his parents are very small. So I'm just like, what's going on here?
Yeah. That's promising.
There's like a big gap between his kneecaps.
Yeah, yeah, right. Well,
Did you
'cause-
hear about there's this dude from like Florida or something who like paid up 20 grand or like a lot of money to get surgery to get his like knees broken.
yeah.
and, like-
That's a thing in Korea too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
I have no idea.
Wait,
But
did he succeed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it might
Can he
cost
walk?
20 grand. I don't know. But no. But the thing
he
is
has to
that
recover.
it does. I mean, the operation, quote unquote, or the procedure is relatively simple. It's just break a bone and then stretch it out so there's a gap between the bone, and the bone will grow and you'll be taller. But imagine that you can't just elongate your legs, right?
Yeah,
you have to
but-
elongate your arms. So it's like
But-
you're just
No, I know.
you
It's 'cause,
literally
like, he's
can't
a
do shit
T-Rex
for
dude,
3.
yeah.
That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
if there was a way.
Tyrannosaurus
Yeah,
Rex.
if there was a way
Exactly,
to
yeah.
not look like a helpless piece of shit for 3 months and do it, I would do that procedure, of course. Yeah. But the whole idea of just not being able to wipe your ass or walk for 3 months just for like 3 centimeters, you know, like maybe an inch.
Yeah.
It's like not worth it to me, you know?
Just an inch,
I think it's-
really?
I don't.
You can't expect your skin to
Yeah.
stretch that many
True.
inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, I think you're the perfect height.
Thank you.
You're the
Thank
height
you.
worthy
I think you're
of
the
a king.
perfect height.
Thank you. I am also the height worthy of a king. Well, today's episode is about the kings of our galaxy, extraterrestrial life.
Are they the kings of our galaxy?
Honestly, if they invaded our planet, I would bow down in a second. Yeah. So in that way, they are. Mm-hmm. Do you guys believe in aliens?
I think that the likelihood that they exist far outweighs the likelihood that they don't exist because there's so much out there that we don't know. Like we're just in this Milky Way galaxy, and that's one galaxy out of what? I don't know. I'm not going to say
Dude,
more
this is funny
I'm gonna
because
look
it's
an
like
idiot.
the
don't
the
know
bit
anything.
is like a guy who wants to flex on how much he knows about our galaxy, but also doesn't know shit. It's like, yeah, we're just one galaxy, the
Yeah.
Milky Way
It's
galaxy.
like the Milky Way galaxy, but then you got the Snickers.
And like,
one
you know,
over
there's
there, you got
9
Mars
planets,
bars, you
right?
got
There's like Mars, there's Mercury.
Yeah.
But no, this came up to me as a friend of mine because not only, you guys remember that Las Vegas thing that happened in like
I
April?
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No.
basically, this flash in the sky happened in April or something around in Las Vegas. Everyone saw it. It's a humongous blue ball in the sky, and it appeared to have landed somewhere in the outskirts of the city. then a 911 call was dispatched to the local, LVPD, and the person was basically like, something landed in my yard. There are these enormous people, like creatures that just came out of it. They're like 8 feet tall, and they're just standing there. And like I can feel something. I can feel some sort of like force, and I can feel like they're looking at me, and I'm very scared. And like there's a whole 911 call about it. And like since then, the media, I mean, nothing has really come of it in terms of like, I haven't heard any updates until the other day. I looked it up, and NASA apparently has denied that this is an alien life form. A lot of people are saying it's a hoax. But when I dig deeper, like a lot of the local news are like, yeah, we checked in on those people, and it doesn't seem like a hoax. Like they were legitimately scared of something in their backyard,
Yeah, it seems like that's always the case where if there's like a UFO sighting, then it kind of like gets hush-hushed or covered up somehow.
Where is Area 51?
It would be in Nevada, actually, right?
Desert.
I think so.
Yeah.
Very close.
New Mexico, maybe.
Maybe New Mexico, yeah. But honestly, in that same sort of region,
area.
Yeah. To prepare for this, I was listening to this alien podcast. There was like an incident in like 1966 in Australia where there was 200 kids out of school and teachers.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah, they witnessed like a UFO and they actually like went up and saw it, and there was like a child who was unconscious, like laying underneath it at one point. Eventually, they were told to go back home, and then the authorities were alerted, and there was like an emergency assembly like shortly after or the day after, and they were told like it wasn't a UFO, it was just like this weird man-made object.
Right.
Like
it was a kangaroo. Everyone go home. It was a kangaroo.
Don't talk about it. Yeah.
Nar, don't talk about it. Nar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what?
No,
what are they
that
trying to
one's
hide,
creepy.
dude?
That one's creepy because in that story, the kids like drew pictures of what they saw, and they're all very similar. Yeah, but mass hysteria and those kinds of things are documented scientific phenomena. But yeah, I mean, kind of going back to what you were saying earlier, Jay, the likelihood of there being aliens definitely far outweighs the likelihood of us being alone in the universe. The new thing that I saw, though, is that the other day, this Harvard professor came out saying that he was like digging. 10 years ago, a meteor crashed into the ocean, okay? And it was documented. It was going at like 117 million kilometers an hour, and it would just crash into the ocean. And recently, researchers have been going down and picking up what they think are the remnants of this crash. And he's found that like a lot of these remnants are like shaped into like these little spheres, like these little balls, and they're made of all these elements that are found basically in like the distant space or some shit like that. You know what I mean? The more I looked into it, the more it's like, I don't know if that's really alien stuff or that's just like elements. But him being a Harvard scientist kind of like gives it that credibility. And so the headline is basically like, Harvard scientist believes that alien technology is here on Earth, and he just like is researching it. So I just wanted to posit that to everyone else. Like, I mean, I remember hearing that certain like light fixtures from like the 60s were discovered from alien technology. Like, I think you can make an argument that like the internet is an alien technology that
interesting,
that Al Gore got. I'm just kidding, but so I don't know. Like, so first of all, what do you guys think? Do aliens exist? Jaehyun, babe, what do you think?
I believe it the same way as Jay said earlier. I believe that there is something out there, but I don't really know if it's like the ET form that we kind of know of, or like the alien movie
Would be
form.
so sick, dude. If like aliens came and they were just Pokemon, that would be so fucking dope. And they were just down to be caught by us.
They just drink beer and dance, and then get connected to you, and then you're dancing.
Ooh,
exactly.
Whatever you're doing.
Like
Exactly.
Avatar-like. That would be
Actually,
also fun.
actually,
their
ET
piss
scene.
and their shit is like steaks and beer. And so
Or
we have
pizza.
unlimited steak and beer, or pizza. Exactly. Well, what would happen
be
though? Do you
gross.
think to like the world order? Let's try to play through this.
Right.
If aliens were real.
Do you think that the Independence Day scenario would happen where like all the countries in the world
unite.
Well,
unite to take down this one?
I think the
like,
Hungarians
common
would come
enemy?
out and be like, "That's right, we're aliens. We've been aliens for centuries." And they're like, "We are your masters, humans." I don't know.
I don't think all the countries would unite.
I feel like
Right.
I feel like one country would just go ape shit and just be like, "There's no point. There's no
or
there's no
I think
point
there
in
will
anything."
be one country where they're trying to befriend the aliens and become like the new power and then get killed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, obviously, that country would be the
or
United
get
States.
possessed. I don't know.
The
what
United
they
States
do,
would be
but-
the country to be like, let's broker a deal with the aliens.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
was
mean?
thinking more China.
You think? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. If I were a country,
Or
I
Russia.
just like let the Chinas, the Russias, the USs of the
Figure it
world
out.
like figure it out. We'll like just hang out while you guys get destroyed, and then when
Right,
the world
right.
is like
in Mars Attacks, right? Mars Attacks is a great film, and it's nonfiction. It's all about a real alien attack. But okay, this is a funny question. If aliens were to visit Earth, which country do you think that they would be most down to partner up with?
Partner up with?
Yeah. Like, for instance, they might look at the United States and be like, oh, you guys have a really strong culture of alien conspiracy theory. We like that. You know, it shows us that you guys have thought about us before. Versus a country like China, which I don't think has a big sort of a history of alien research, you know? But they might like Chinese food, and that is the distinguishing factor.
I was thinking of like any country with a lot of natural resources.
Like China. And America.
China, Russia, or America.
Yeah.
Any of the
Definitely
countries
not
that
South
with
Korea.
vast lands.
Definitely
we're
not
way
us.
too small.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not worth it for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they might come down and like gravitate towards like a culture where like they're really good at dancing or something. They just have like these like cool,
Okay,
like,
sure, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like capoeira or like in Africa, just like cool dances. Be like, I like that.
Right.
Or
I
maybe
like these people.
Europe,
Like,
because of all the DJing, they'll be gravitated towards like the music.
see, like I don't like.
Like
I
the-
feel like the
And the lights.
technology
EDM
stuff is
and
gonna
rave concerts.
I think that their technology is going to be so advanced that they're going to be like, what is this like fucking this
Light.
happened like,
Turntable? Yeah.
like 300 billion years ago in our history.
Right,
we already
right.
did DJ shit. Like,
Oh yeah, no,
way back then.
No, we had
You know?
Sandstorm many millennia ago.
yeah, and it's like they're trying to go back to the. You
Oh,
know how
it's
we're
retro
trying to go
for
back to
them.
the 90s? Yeah. They're trying to go back to like before
Okay,
there
so a
was fucking
decade,
technology.
our decade to them is like 7 millennia or something.
Yeah,
That's actually
so
that's
they're
a
trying
really
to go
interesting
back
point.
to like you know
Retro.
civilizations that
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
really that advanced.
Sure.
And, like,
Are
saying,
we
like-
that planet in Interstellar where
Time
1
goes
hour,
by.
1 hour there is like
I mean,
7 years?
babe, obviously relativity is a real thing. Yeah. You know how in like sci-fi movies there's always that one thing that kills all the aliens at the end of the movie? Like in War of the Worlds, it's fucking oxygen. You know what I mean? Or it's a common
Spoiler
cold.
alert.
It's a
Yeah.
common cold. That's right. Or like I think in other movies, it literally was like oxygen. In Mars Attacks, it was music, like vibration from music waves. What do you think would actually be the thing that kills aliens if they came to our planet? My guess would be MSG.
So
Like
therefore
humans
China-
are like, I think it's making me sleepy, but aliens would be like, this is poison. It's so good, but it's poison.
Sugar, diabetes.
Yeah.
They're not.
They
don't
get
like-
diabetes
yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
I need a kidney transplant. I need dialysis.
I was originally going to say farts.
That's funny. Oh, that's real funny. We like that. We like that one a lot.
I'd be
America's safe.
I'd be able to. Yeah. Yeah. So,
America
send them
and
off
Jay's
real well.
apartment are
Yeah.
those two safe places.
Yeah.
Wait, so then do you guys think that aliens disprove the existence of God or in some weird way like affirm his existence or their existence, I guess?
I just feel like I'm not religious, but I think that someone who believes in God can find any sort of argument to prove the
Yeah,
existence
yeah.
of God,
Right.
whether they're aliens or whether they're not. You know, it's like there's a way to argue that in 7 days the earth was
made.
created, you know, as like a metaphor.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can always kind of like lawyer your way into like arguing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really funny to think of fundamentalist Christians as lawyering their way. You know? It's like 7 days. I mean, it's like a day is like 1,000 years in God's book. So like whatever, you know? No, I know what you mean. Yeah. I think that fundamentalists would find a way to be like, this proves that there's a God. Yeah. These fart resistant alien creatures are proof of God's existence. I personally think that it would lead to just utter pandemonium. I really do. I think that people would just be like, okay, there's no reason for us to act morally, right?
Oh.
Essentially, right?
Oh.
Actually, maybe not.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just like, because I feel like the earth is we're fucked after like 200, 300 years because of like climate change and all this stuff. So maybe somewhere along the lines, if an alien civilization comes to us peacefully and they're like, hey, we're only like 7 billion light years away. You can get there in like 24 hours. We have oxygen. We have everything you need to survive. You can move there if you want. And like,
That'd be
I don't
so
know.
nice.
It's like it's a place to live after Earth. I don't know.
Wow, dude, you should be a science fiction writer. You should start a religion, actually, and just have your whole book about the second life. Yeah. What do you think would be the aliens' demands if they came antagonistically to us? What would be their list of demands?
Chinese food.
Yeah,
number one.
right.
Yeah.
Bleep blorp, give us your chow mein. Bleep blorp.
Loyalty?
Okay, they want us to follow them on Instagram. You must like all of my posts,
Threads,
bleep blorp.
Threads.
Yeah, follow us on Threads. All of you. We
I
want
still do
8 billion
Twitter.
followers on Threads, bleep blorp.
Bleep blorp.
Yeah, I mean, maybe use this as like
Sex slaves.
Yeah, manual labor.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that too, yeah.
well, which can be.
Sex is labor, and it's very manual.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be
Wow,
also,
things
how
just
crazy
went
would that
so
be, though?
dark.
If the aliens came and they're just like,
It's just a human.
we want to fuck all of you. It's just like, okay.
Or like maybe we were created because they wanted to make a human farm. Maybe this is a
Right,
human
right.
farm planet.
Are you familiar with that really old Twilight Zone episode? It's called To Serve Man. And it's like, it might be literally like one of the first episodes they ever did of the Twilight Zone. But the whole premise is that aliens come down to Earth and they're like, we are here to serve man. And all the politicians are like, oh, wow, like they come in peace and we're going to. And then at the very end, like someone gets on the ship and he realizes that To Serve Man it's not like a book of peace, it's a cookbook. And it's like how to cook human beings and serve them. It's just hilarious. And like that's the twist.
Yeah.
But that's just funny because those aliens know what a double entendre is. And that is just hilarious to me, you know? Gotcha.
Yeah. That'd be, it's like,
Bleep
imagining,
blorp, gotcha.
yeah, if aliens had a sense of humor and then they come to
just troll us.
Yeah, and they're like, whoa, Bill Hader's so funny. What the fuck?
But he turns out to be one of them.
Yeah, and they start going back to like all of the, yeah.
All they want to do is
Different
binge
comedians.
watch like Stefan highlights from YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
watch-
that's even
Men
funnier.
in Black is their favorite show.
No, but if aliens came and they turned out to be fucking losers, just like total pieces of shit garbage, just
Yeah.
waste all our resources eating and like drinking. And
Super
they don't
short.
Produce, yeah, they don't produce anybody. They're all short kings. Yeah, psychopathic short kings.
super callous.
Bleep blorp. I'm short. Bleep blorp. Well, I guess the alien bit turned out, the alien segment turned out to be okay.
Yeah,
Not bad.
better than
Better than we thought. I mean,
yeah.
listeners, before we recorded this, we were all just like, what the fuck are we doing? This is really
Yeah.
playing it by ear.
All I know is that we are in the Milky Way galaxy. I know nothing.
And there
beyond
are
that.
and
I had to bring
8 or 9 planets.
that up. Yeah. No, but you know what? I was listening to some alien shit earlier, and there's a scientist out there with a telescope or some shit, and he's
What?
you know,
Okay.
because like back maybe like 30, 40 years ago, they thought, we had a limited number of planets and like there weren't that many more. But this guy has been discovering like 9 planets a day using this telescope. And but he's just like pointing at stars like in the distance. And then if there's a blink, so like a planet comes in between the star and the telescope, then it shows that there's a planet coming in between.
Right.
And so like, I forgot what my point was, but
Yeah.
like
Your point-
shit's being discovered on the daily.
Right. I was going to
Is
say
my
your point
point,
is that some people really have too much free time.
This is so random, but this reminds me of the scene in Armageddon, great Michael Bay film,
Yes.
where there's a guy with a telescope and he discovers the asteroid
Right.
that's going to hit the Earth.
Right.
And then he's like, he has a wife and he's like, I just discovered this asteroid. I need to call NASA and tell them that I discovered it so I can put my name on it. And he's like, Get the book. Do you remember that?
I do not remember the scene.
Daddy, I'm onto something big here. I don't know what this is, but it looks like something's burning up there. Go get my phone book. Will you get my phone book?
Excuse me, am I wearing a sign that says Carl Slave?
Go get my goddamn phone book! Get the book! Get the book! Get the book!
It's a funny scene. We should watch Armageddon.
I'm down, dude. The only scene I remember from Armageddon is when Steve Buscemi gets space dementia, and the line is, "He's got space dementia," and it just zooms in on Steve Buscemi's fucked up face. I would love to rewatch that.
I don't
actually,
think I've seen it.
Yeah.
What? Wow, babe.
It's an entertaining.
You'll
it's
cry.
an
You'll
entertaining-
cry.
Oh yeah.
You'll also like
Action,
have the hots for Ben
emotion,
Affleck. Yeah.
Sexy.
I've
Animal
definitely
crackers
not-
on a
I have
tummy.
definitely not
Animal
watched it.
crackers on the tummy.
Yeah,
Yes.
Liv Tyler.
Sexual awakening for sure.
I also haven't seen Independence.
I actually haven't
Wow.
seen that either.
Wait, the original.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome to
There's
Earth.
multiple?
Boom.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's two.
there's like a sequel or
There's a
something.
sequel, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that either.
Must go faster. Must go faster. Wow. I guess we know what we're doing tonight, man. Sick. Speaking of what we're doing, should we order some food? What should we order? Oh,
I already ate.
Chinese food.
do we have do we have new food reviews to talk about? I feel like that's a segment that I wanted to try introducing a long time ago, and I always forget. But are there any like new hot restaurants that the listeners might want to know?
We talked about Mija. Did we?
We actually didn't talk that much about Mija, did
No,
we?
yeah, you didn't. You didn't.
So we went to Doobie Doobop's new restaurant. It was great. But I don't know if I would call that like the hot new spot. You know what I mean? It's still, I think they're still figuring out how to make the menu like amazing. It was fine. I don't think it was overpriced at all. I thought the punigi was awesome. Obviously, like the owners are really nice. Everyone's super friendly. But I wasn't convinced that this is a restaurant I'd be like, you have to try this place. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I'm sure it's
Same.
I'm sure it's really good. She seems like a really talented cook, and like the guy who's
Her like
the
boyfriend
sh-
Kevin,
the
he's like,
chef
yeah, he's a
seems
great chef.
really great and stuff. But right now, it seems like the selling point is that she's a huge influencer.
Yes.
and so people are going there because they know that she's running this restaurant.
I mean,
and they want to
low-key, it's
take
like-
pictures with her.
And it's like even Chloe, Chloe came with us, and
Yeah.
Chloe was like, "I need to get a picture with Doobie Doobop," and I was like, "Oh, face palm, dude! Like, I
Yeah.
do not want to be that table." But obviously, like, yeah, I mean, Chloe's a huge fan of hers, you know. But yeah, I mean,
I've never heard of her.
I know. Which is, I think that Daniel was telling us that Kevin, the boyfriend and head chef there, kind of thought that was like a breath of fresh air. That none of us came in there being like, "Where's Doobie?" Because none of us really.
People do that?
Yeah, that's what Jay's saying is that most people who come in,
I think that's like the majority of their clientele right now.
Yeah. So then our solution though was like we need Doobie should put like DK's face on all her thumbnails and just make him really famous, and then they would go to the restaurant for Daniel instead.
Yeah.
That would be the move. That's the move.
And then he could be like, "Hey, I was on this episode of the Side Dish podcast."
I know. How crazy would it be if we could actually finagle, an interview? I think that it's more likely than it was a few months ago. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
it's like
there
actually
is
possible.
somewhat of
There
an
is
in, but yeah,
A glimmer of hope.
I don't. She's probably very busy.
No, that's true. Be like, please, Tina, listen to our podcast. Please come on.
10 minutes into an episode, she's like, "No, thank you."
Exactly. Well, any other food places though, babe? Have we tried anything new?
I haven't been to it.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
a new place because we went the second time, but Goose Steak.
Oh yeah, we took our parents out for a birthday dinner for both her parents. Goose
Lunch.
steak and lunch. They had the original location in Apgujeong, new location here. Terrific meal. Actually, that's a great point, babe.
Looked dank.
It was so fucking good. And honestly, their lunch menu,
Lunch set is
it's
a
worth the
really
money.
good deal.
It's worth the money.
Yeah.
It's a really good deal.
I might just go solo
we should-
one
no.
day. Yeah,
Bro,
I
you got to
want
bring
this
at least
fucking
3 or
steak.
4 people though. It's a prefixed price for 3 or 4.
at least two
Oh,
people.
okay.
At least 2 other people. But it was like fucking delicious.
There's a 2 people menu too.
And Jan's dad is really into like good wine. But the thing is that he can't really drink a lot of wine by himself. So he only drinks when we're around.
Yeah.
But he brought
That's cute.
a 12-year-old bottle with him, and it was like
Oh.
a really good bottle of wine.
Yeah.
you know, whenever I drink with your dad, babe, it's like I want to be able to drink like your dad, which is just enjoy a bottle over like an hour and a half. Whereas when I drink, it's like 3 bottles every hour.
Yeah.
I can't help that, but I'm working on it.
You're getting slower at drinking and eating.
Yeah, I only drank 1 beer this entire episode. That's definitely an improvement.
Which is like crazy for me.
I was trying to tell one of my students was talking about like self-control. The theme of self-control came up. And I was telling him like, yeah, man, before this year, I would eat pizza and pasta at least twice a week in some form, at least twice a week, and tacos and burgers, like at least. And now like, I can't remember the last time I had a burger, you know, like, and that's what the self-control taught me is like, I had to just learn to say no to things I wanted to eat. And then after a while, it became second nature. Like I literally don't crave that stuff anymore, which is weird. I don't know what I crave, honestly, but like
That's really good.
no, because I was thinking the other day, I was like, am I craving like anything? And it's like, not really. Like, oh, what about a burger? Like, I don't even want it. What about a burrito? Nah. Like,
I mean, this is my problem. Like on the daily is like I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna have for lunch today, and I'm like, am I craving anything? No, I'm not craving anything, and it's just looking.
You've been cooking a lot though at home.
Yeah,
lately.
and actually that helps because I just like buy groceries that I know are gonna be like somewhat healthy, and then I'll just like figure out like chopped like style where I just like put together shit that's in my fridge and like, create a meal.
Oh,
then,
wow. You're a real chef.
And then just I just like so that's been helping because I don't have to make that decision. But like if I'm like searching Coupang Eats, there's like so many different options. I'm like, do I really want jjajangmyeon? Do I want a burger? Not that much.
But the problem with jjajangmyeon is that you have to get the tansuyuk. And
what I'm
then you
saying,
overeat,
bro.
brother. Yeah, every time. Every time. All right. Well, that was actually a really fun episode. A pretty clean, to the point episode. Babe, thanks so much for being on this one. Jay, as always, thanks for coming over and recording. Please like and subscribe. _ the side dish. We're on Threads now. I have been trying to comment and like things on Threads just to get like engagement. No one gives a shit about us.
I am no one to you.
Babe, you haven't liked a single thing in the last 3 days. So I'm just saying.
Oh, and
You're the only person who ever likes anything on the post. So we need
I
you.
haven't been on Threads at
I know.
all.
And Jay,
I don't
you're
like
on
the
Threads
app.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you liking it?
I don't really touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the feeling I'm getting.
I turned off the notification.
I feel like I'm posting some pretty like standard good shit up there and zero.
You know, I'll speak on that for a second because it's like so new, right? And it imports all of it has the option to import all the contacts you have already from Instagram, all your followers and people you follow. And I think one thing that I liked about Twitter that it's like completely separate. And so I have my Twitter following, which is I've got 2 followers. And then I just follow,
I was going to say, you have a Twitter following?
1,000 people. But like if I ever want to tweet something, like none of my friends are going to see it.
Right.
And like I can just like tweet freely about
So
like clippers.
you like the option to tweet into an abyss with no real accountability or anything.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the idea was that I would gain this huge Twitter following and become like a Clipper blogger or
it's
something
a clean
like that.
slate.
Yeah. But then with Threads,
Clipper a blogger,
with Threads, like it's all your Instagram followers. So like, you know, you gotta be a little bit more mindful. About what you post. Yeah.
That's interesting. I also the side dish Threads account is good for me because I get to post under the guise of like a group of us, even though it's really just me and my stupid thoughts. But I like that because I think that I can come up with a funny quip here and there. Like I can say something clever. And the fact that Threads keeps track of everything I fucking say is good for me because it really does make me think twice about the shit I talk about. And so far, I think I cannot be canceled yet.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny you say that under the guise of being a group because you posted a picture of like you at the family lunch.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so lucky that
I said, no,
as my fiance.
pretty crazy that they're letting me marry their daughter.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I'm like, these like nice Korean people don't know the first thing about how weird I am. And I never want them to know.
I think they get a gist of it.
I'm always like just smiling at your parents, like big ass smile. All right. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.